India's oil diplomacy is at a crossroads, and the next handshake between Donald Trump and Vladimir Putin could decide where New Delhi's fuel flows next. On one side is cheap Russian crude that kept Indian inflation in check and refineries humming. On the other, the looming threat of American tariffs that could cripple exports and unravel a hard-won trade balance. With Trump demanding that India stop buying much oil from Russia and offering tariff relief as bait, New Delhi faces a combustible mix of energy politics and economic coercion. But can India afford to anger Moscow without igniting domestic price shocks, or is the cost of defiance simply too high? Is India's Russian oil intake now hostage to a Trump-Putin deal? Hello and welcome. You're watching Statecraft with me, Geeta Mohan. For 3 years, India thrived in the grey zones of global sanctions, buying discounted Russian crude while staying neutral on the Ukraine war. That pragmatism saved billions, fueled growth, and kept energy costs stable. But as Trump's second term resets the geopolitical chessboard, Washington's patience has worn thin. The US has tied its trade policy directly to India's energy decisions, threatening massive tariffs if Russian oil keeps flowing. Meanwhile, the Trump-Putin meeting that is likely to take place in Budapest could rewrite the rules of global oil diplomacy. Will India be under pressure, or will it find a third path to protect its energy independence? Behind closed doors, Indian refiners reportedly got quiet instructions. According to some reports, they were asked to cut Russian crude by half over the next few months. Not publicly, not politically, just quietly. For Modi, it was the ultimate tightrope walk. Alienate Russia, India's longtime defense partner and energy lifeline, or risk Washington's wrath and another round of crippling tariffs. Diplomacy had never been more transactional. Enter the grand bargain: oil for tariffs. Reports from Reuters, Mint and Bloomberg suggest a breakthrough deal. Washington could slash tariffs on Indian goods between 15 to 16%, down from the punitive 50%. In return, according to the same reports, India would gradually scale down Russian oil purchases and open parts of its market to select US agricultural imports. For Trump, it's a campaign trophy. For Modi, it's a strategic compromise. The proposed deal would allow limited imports of non-GM corn and soy meal from the US, satisfying American farm lobbies without wrecking India's rural vote bank. And for once, both sides could claim victory, unless the Trump-Putin meeting changes everything. Under Trump, trade is no longer about economics, it's a weapon. He's made tariff threats the new foreign policy tool. Whether it's Ukraine, Israel, or China, Trump measures loyalty in dollars and barrels, not treaties. India's special relationship is no exception. Every negotiation now comes with a subtext: comply or pay. And Modi knows the stakes. India's growth story depends on exports to the US: textiles, software, pharmaceuticals, machinery. A prolonged tariff war could slice billions of GDP. So when Trump dangles tariff relief, it's not generosity, it's leverage, and oil is the price tag. All eyes are now on the ASEAN summit, where this new US-India trade framework could be unveiled. If the deal is signed, it'll be the first major trade pact between the two countries in over 2 decades. But the real wild card isn't in Delhi or Washington, it's in Budapest, where Trump is set to meet Putin. Trump claims Modi has assured him that India won't be doing the Russian oil thing anymore. New Delhi flatly rejects the claims. Ministry of External Affairs insists energy sourcing is guided by market logic, not political diktats. Yet, everyone knows that market logic bends when Washington controls the tariff gun. Let's not forget, profits from Russia's oil discount might not have directly reached Indian customers, but it sure did help the economy in general. Abandoning that overnight would hurt. Yet, dependence cuts both ways. Russia now relies heavily on India's purchases, nearly 1.6 million barrels per day. If India walks away, Moscow loses one of its last stable markets. That's why the Kremlin is treading carefully, avoiding confrontation even as New Delhi tilts toward Washington.